Hey everybody, Matty Nelson, Seekins Precision. I want to talk about our gas blocks. We offer two separate gas blocks at Seekins Precision. We have our select adjustable gas block and our low profile gas block. Both of them are adjustable and tunable, so you can make them run suppressed, unsuppressed, different lots of ammo. You can tune it so it's running the exact amount of gas you need to make your rifle run reliably and function the way it's supposed to. Today we want to focus specifically on the select adjustable gas block. Lots of parts and pieces, lots of things going on here. We want to be sure that you have all the information you need to be able to purchase this gas block, tune it to your weapon system, and make sure it's going to run the way that you want it to run. So for nomenclature purposes and orientation, just so we're all on the same page, we're all tracking the same stuff, we're not losing anything in translation. When I speak about the front of the gas block, that will be the face or the end closest to the muzzle device. On the front of the gas block, you'll see a bright silver screw. That's the actual gas screw. That's a 7/64 Allen key. On the left side, there will be a negative, and on the right side, there is a positive sign. That is for more and less gas, respectively. Okay? On the side of the gas block here, on the right side and left side, it's a smooth, clean side. There's just one pinhole towards the top. That is for the roll pin that secures your gas tube to the actual gas block. On the back, it's just a clean, flat face. On the underside, we have our set screws. These are 3/32 set screws that actually secure the gas block to your barrel to keep it in place, make sure nothing's moving around, make that gun function the way you want to. So thus, the nomenclature and orientation of the gas block. Let's go into the parts and pieces and really get into it. So when you purchase your select adjustable gas block, it's going to come assembled. So it's going to be ready to go for you out of the box, so you can install it and you'll be ready to go. If you want to change the lever size, because they have two levers, we'll get into that as we start taking this apart. If you want to change the lever size, however, you need to take some things apart and then put it back together. If that's what you're going to do, there's some small parts and pieces. We need to be sure that everything goes back in its design place so that it's going to function the way that you want it to. So let's go ahead and take this one apart. We'll get right into it. This one has the small lever on it. We'll go ahead and adjust it. First thing, guys, always weapon safety rules apply. If your gas block is already on a gun, you need to visually inspect it, make sure that gun is clear, be sure it's pointed in a safe direction. Always adhere to the rules of firearm safety, please. So here we have our gas block. We just took it out of the packaging. We know we have a handguard that'll accept that long lever, so we're going to go ahead and swap this short lever out for the long one. So the first thing we want to do is we need to loosen the jam screw on the actual lever, which is a 5/64 Allen key, and we're going to go ahead and loosen this up there, and that allows this lever to move freely. If it's locked into place, you're going to hear that gas block clicking as it moves, and that's actually engaging the gas screw. So we don't need to be engaging that gas screw. So we're going to loosen that lever. So inside the lever, there's actually a very small ball bearing that locks down on the gas screw and allows you to move it, even though it gets carbon buildup and a bunch of other gunk in there. It still allows you to move that lever and move those clicks. So what we're going to do is we're going to carefully remove the jam screw all the way, and then we're going to go ahead and carefully dump that ball bearing out. So there it is. So that ball bearing came right out of the inside of this lever. We're going to need that ball bearing for later. So we're going to set it aside. Now you can either reinsert the jam screw or set the jam screw back with the ball bearing. I'm going to reinsert mine just because it's less pieces I have moving around on the table for me. So now that's in there. Now I can go ahead and take my 7/64 Allen key and remove the gas screw. So our gas screw is the silver shiny screw that's poking out of the front of the gas block, and that is going to be a 7/64 Allen. So we're going to go ahead and loosen that, and you're going to hear it clicking through. As I'm backing it up, all those clicks are different gas settings. So this actual screw has 30 different gas settings, which will allow you to tune it to literally any can that's on the market, any can that you may have, or any lot of ammo that you want to shoot. You'll be able to fine tune it and have just the exact amount of gas you need to be able to operate that weapon system. Also, it allows you to tune between suppressed and unsuppressed super quick. So once we get it out, we're going to carefully continue to back that screw out. It's disengaged now, so it's no longer clicking. So we're going to set that aside. So there's our gas screw. Our lever's going to come out. And then on the inside, there they go. So we have a ball bearing, which is our detent. There it is. And then we have a spring on the inside triangle portion of the gas block. There's a small spring in there, and I can get it to come out. There it is. So with those out, our gas block is now disassembled from the front. On the bottom, we have our set screws, which is a 332. We're going to go ahead and back those out so they are out of the way and not interfering with us putting it on or taking it off of our barrel. They don't need to come all the way out. We just need to back them off so that as you look through, it's a clear tunnel. They're not protruding into the actual inside diameter of the gas block. Now that we have our select adjustable gas block completely disassembled, we're going to change from the short lever to the long lever, or you can do this vice versa. Obviously, if you're watching this video, the steps will be exactly the same with the exception of the lever length, okay? So the first thing we want to do is we took that short lever out. It still has the jam screw on the inside, which is a 5/64 Allen screw. So we're going to go ahead and take that jam screw out. We're going to set our short lever aside, save it for when we want to swap back. So we need that jam screw set aside. So there's the jam screw. On the gas block, on the front of the gas block, there's this triangular piece. We're going to turn it upside down, and as you look into the inside there's a small machined hole. The spring that came out of that triangle is going to go in first. So you're going to place it carefully in there, and it may take a little bit of finesse to get it to go where you need it to go. Once it's in, I'm going to use my little 5/64 Allen key to help just seat it in the hole right there, just to push it down. Once it's in, to keep that ball bearing from rolling around and doing some crazy stuff, I'm going to use just a tiny bit of axle grease. Just a small drop will do. If you don't have axle grease, anything that's viscous will go ahead and hold it in there until you get it assembled. So once that's in place, I'm going to take that ball bearing, I'm going to set it in on top of the spring, having that axle grease there to kind of secure it in place. Now I can go ahead and insert my actual gas screw. So as I put that gas screw in, I'm going to be sure that I push the ball bearing down onto the spring and I don't lose it out of the back end. And then I'm going to take my long lever and I'm going to go ahead and insert my gas screw through the long lever and into the actual body of the gas block. Once I have it there, I can take my 7/64 Allen and go ahead and tighten it up. So as those clicks are the ball detent moving up and down on the little serrated portions of the gas screw. So I'm going to screw it all the way in till it's closed, and I'm going to come back about 6 or 8 clicks. Come back 6 clicks. That's just a good place to start when you're going to go ahead and start tuning your gas after you get this assembled to your rifle. So it's open just enough that it's going to allow that gun to function. All right, so we have the gas screw in. We have the spring and ball bearing detent in the very tip of that triangle up front, which is allowing you to hear and feel those clicks as we move through the different settings. Now we need to go ahead and insert our jam screw back into the lever. The ball bearing that came out, that one that we had to be real careful not to lose, we're going to go ahead and drop that guy in first, right through the top, and then we're going to take our jam screw, and I'm going to go ahead and seat it right down on top. Now, I'm not going to tighten it all the way down and secure it to the lever yet because I still need to go and tune the gas, so I'm going to leave that lever nice and loose on there, but it's going to retain the ball bearing on the inside and keep the jam screw from falling out. So it's in there far enough, but it's not locked down on the actual gas screw. Once we have it secured in this configuration, we're ready to go ahead and put it on our rifle, take it down, and tune the gas. We're not going to go over how to put the actual gas tube in with the roll pin on this video. If you have questions about that, please feel free to call our customer service desk. The number is 208-743-3400. They'll walk you through how to do it, or you can email us at sales@seekinsprecision.com, and they'll get back with you and let you know how you can go ahead and affix that gas tube to the actual gas block. Hey, so we're going to tune the select adjustable gas block now, guys. We're here at our approved shoot tank. This is an approved bullet trap. So we tune our gas blocks with here at Seekins Precision to make sure the gas is tuned before we put them on. Package up a complete rifle and send it to the end user. So we're going to go ahead and use that to tune our gas block here. Again, guys, most importantly, weapons safety all the time. You need to be sure that your weapon is pointed in a safe direction. You need to be sure you're not messing around with that gas block. If there's any rounds in the chamber, you need to lock and clear between each time. So please, 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 guys, I can't stress it enough. Weapon safety, weapon safety. Lock my bolt to the rear, 3-point check, chamber magazine well, bolt face. Make sure it's good to go, it's clear, we're set. All right, so a couple of things that can happen if you don't have enough gas. If you can have the bolt not move at all, and the round will fire, the empty case will stay in the chamber, and you have to physically take it out. You can have a stovepipe where The round fires, the brass ejects, but it's not with enough force. It doesn't really get out of the way, and then the bolt goes ahead and tries to close on that empty casing before it can get out of the way. Or you could have a short stroke where the rifle fires, the brass ejects, but it isn't sending that bolt carrier group back far enough to scoop the next round off the top of the magazine and feed. So with the short stroke, you end up with the bolt going forward, closing on an empty chamber, and then you know, it's a failure to fire. There's nothing there. Click, nothing happens because it's an empty chamber. So to overcome all of those, you need to add gas to your gun. So with the select adjustable gas block, you're going to add one click at a time to see how it goes. To start with, I'm going to close this gas off a little bit so that we can get what it looks like when it doesn't have enough gas. So we're right there. We're just going to shoot a single round. So one round in my magazine, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to shoot one round. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my tank. Watch that bolt go forward. I'm going to shoulder it up, and I'm going to go ahead and send that round. So we got just a little bit of movement, nothing really happened. I can't place the weapon back on safe. The hammer's still forward. The bolt carrier group was not able to cycle like it should. It wasn't able to reset the trigger. So now I have to go ahead and clear this malfunction that I've created because I don't have enough gas. So I'm attempting to place the weapon on safe, remove the source of feed, get that out of the way. Then I'm going to go ahead and lock the bolt to the rear, and I'm going to observe that round coming out. 3-point check, chamber magazine well, bolt face, weapon's clear. Now I can go ahead and lock it to the rear, make sure it's good. I can place the weapon back on safe, and now I can go about my business. I need to add more gas to this system to get it to cycle correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my gas screw towards the positive. We're going to go 6 clicks from close. That's a good starting point, and then we'll add 1 click from there until we get the bolt to lock to the rear. So we've added 6 clicks. Let's get one more round in the magazine. There it goes. Bolt forward, shoulder the weapon. So I got my bolt to lock to the rear, and I got good ejection. 3-point check, chamber magazine well, bolt face. Nothing's there, we're good to go. So now the gas has been tuned, so it's locking to the rear, and I'm getting good ejection. When we look for the ejection of our brass, we want it to be between the 3 o'clock and the 5 o'clock position. That means the gun has enough gas to cycle correctly and to maintain reliability as you're running through mag after mag after mag. If you have too much gas, you're going to see that ejection go from the 2:30 to the 12 o'clock, and then you need to back it down a click, but ensure that the bolt still locks to the rear. Now that I've got that one shot out, I'm going to load 3 rounds in the magazine, shoot a 3-round group, and I'm looking solely for the ejection pattern of that brass. I'll get my 3 rounds. One, 2, 3 rounds in the magazine. Go ahead and insert. Send the bolt forward. All right, here we go. 3 rounds. Pretty much all straight to the 3 o'clock position, which is great ejection. I'm going to go ahead and place the weapon on safe, remove the source of feed, 3-point check, chamber magazine well, bolt face. We are clear, so I know the gun has been cleared properly. The ejection was pretty much right at the 3 o'clock. The bolt locked to the rear. That means I have just enough gas for the gun to cycle correctly, but still not so overgassed. I'm getting that big carbon mark on my face. I don't have it overgassed, so it's going to be comfortable and reliable to shoot magazine after magazine after magazine. So now that the gas has been tuned, that ejection is good, it's right to the 3 o'clock, we can go ahead and tighten up our jam screw on the gas screw. So that lever, the jam screw that's in the lever, we can go ahead, we'll tighten that guy down into place. You want to be sure that when you tighten that lever down, you have room for that screw to rotate both backward and forward, so you can add or take away small increments of gas depending on length of time between cleaning, the load of one box of ammo versus another. You can add and subtract small increments of gas with that lever as you see fit. All we have to do now, guys, throw the handguard on it and we're good to go. So that's it, guys. We've just tuned the gas on the select adjustable gas block. That's how it works. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We're happy to help you. Hope this video is helpful. If you need any extra assistance, you can call us at 208-743-3400, or you can reach out to us at sales@seekinsprecision.com. We'll get all your questions answered. We'll be sure that you get your gas block tuned exactly to what you need. We'll get you back out there and shooting. Have a great one, guys.